Here we are, episode 4 of Lab Talk. Coincidentally, we're talking about cover 4, but unfortunately, this could be the last episode of Lab Talk in this specific lab alone. I'm going back to LA under the circumstances. Hopefully, I'll be back out here in Japan after the summer. But with that being said, let's dive in a little bit. You know, when thinking about cover 4, I start to reminisce a little bit. It's my favorite coverage. You know, I think posts, I think taking shots, I think going deep. You get around 6 to 7 shots a game usually, and if you complete all those, you come out statistically on top. But with that being said, we had a few players back in my day who went crazy when we saw this coverage, when we were game planning throughout the week, and we understood that they were running quarter coverage. Back in my junior year in college, we had a guy named Mo. Morris Norris. I was actually on FaceTime with them not too long ago. We went first play over the top against Northern Colorado on homecoming for a 50-yard bomb. My senior year, we had a guy named Namdi. He's actually going to play out here in Japan next year, but he went crazy for us at SAC. He had over 60 catches, 1,000 plus, 10 touchdown dude. We went first play of the game, post against Montana State. Like I said, I was actually reminiscing, doing my research, and I have to read you my stat line because when I see this coverage, I was licking my chops. I was ready to go crazy that game, and I went 25 for 39, 463 yards, 5 touchdowns, rushed for 146, over 600 yards of total offense. We ended up losing that game on the last play of the game. But it was a fun one to be a part of. It was back and forth, nail biter. Let's see the final score. Final score was 59-56. It was crazy. Maybe I'll leave a link to some of the highlights down below. Now let's get into some Euro Bowl. Back in Germany, we had a guy named Sebastian. He was from Finland. He was a home run threat anywhere on the field. I think we started out every single game with double posts, and he went crazy for us. I think I had like 60 total touchdowns in Germany, something like that, 60, 70. Don't really know, but maybe I'll leave some I actually have my Germany highlight down below, so you go check that out. In Austria, we had a guy named Reese who went crazy, played a little bit with the Dolphins, played in the XFL last year. Or this year, I guess, but he went crazy for us, and now we have a guy named Rob, my teammate out here in Japan. He played at Mississippi State with Dak. He goes crazy. We send him deep all the time. Maybe I'll leave his highlights down below. So a little bit of reminiscing. So it's fun to kind of go over some of those games where I went crazy. Had a few like 7 touchdown games in Germany. 6 touchdown games at college, and then all through Europe. So it was a fun time to kind of reminisce for myself, and I kind of have some links to every single one of these Lab Talk videos with old school highlights and things like that. So with that being said, let's dive into this coverage. Let's do it right now. So when talking about quarter coverage, obviously the safeties in every single one of these videos give you the answers to the test. In this situation, in this coverage, safeties line up around 8 to 10 yards. 8 to 10 yards on the hash. They're down so low for a run support, and they got deep quarters. 1/4 in the pass game. The corners also have deep quarters, but they're playing some sort of like static technique where they're playing around 7 to 8 yards, looking into the quarterback, playing anything short, because no one necessarily has a flat. Everyone just kind of rallies to the flat and tries to keep everything in front of them, and that's for the back end. Everyone got quarters. Safeties are there for run support. Corners are playing that static technique. It ends up turning into man coverage. I'll get into details about that, but they say quarter coverage with man principles. But let me get into these linebackers first and foremost. Linebackers got hook curl, He got middle field dropper, hook curl. So no, like I said, no one necessarily has the flat. They're just rallying to the flat as a unit. I'm gonna try to explain this as best as I can, but let's get into details on why it turns into man type principles. For example, if we have a post dig concept, number 2 has to avoid the sand linebacker, avoid his hands, and run this dig. It's super important for that dig to get to his depth, to occupy or to get the attention of the free safety. So the free safety could, kind of bite that cheese because we're going home run over the top. Once that free safety bites that cheese of the dig, we have so much space in the back end. And when I was talking about, my man-to-man video, we like in-breaking routes versus man. Posted the in-breaking route. There's literally so much space back there. The corner is playing that static technique. You're looking for anything short. It's hard to rally to that deep post, and so that's why we like taking those shots. But that's like the full-on concept. That's like the basic picture of it. You want to attack this free safety, kind of step on his toes, get his attention, and just knowing as a quarterback, once you see this coverage, once you identify the safeties and understand that it is quarters, anywhere on the field, first, second, third down, I like taking that post shot, especially if you game plan throughout the week. So it's a good time to take a shot, but you got to complete it. Don't be that guy who doesn't complete a home run touchdown shot. So go crazy in the end zone, and it's super fun when you get to see this coverage and see it all play out. So yeah, with that being said, let's dive into some more 2x2 concepts that I like. But every single concept I'm going to go over is going to have a post attached to it. One take G. I was going to draw up all these concepts with a post tag, but I'm just going to kind of talk you through it. We had post dig earlier. You just want to get the attention of this free safety. You could run the same thing post out. You could run the same thing cross face with the post, double post. It's all the same idea. You really want to just go with the home run ball over the top. Some teams like to add, like a one high type situation if if the coverage doesn't stay true post snap. Maybe we have like a crossing route. Maybe it turns into cover 2. This guy could play the whole middle of the field and get open. Maybe they rotate to like a cover 3 type zone, and now you're just picking on this will linebacker. You got curl flat on this opposite side. So it kind of gives you different variations of the coverage, but usually when it stays true, it comes down to game planning and all that. But you know what I mean. Take your post. Don't shy away from the post. If you see quarters, go post. That's basically the whole idea of this video is, it's a good time to take a shot. Those were some 2x2 concepts I like versus cover 4. I'm gonna get into some 3x1. 3x1 gets a little more interesting because teams like to play this quarter half, this cover 6 type coverage. I'm gonna explain that to you right now. They basically take away this gift route, running 2 to the boundary. So corner got flats. This safety got deep half. They kind of take away that side of the field, but still running quarters to the field. Free safety and corner still have their deep quarter. So you got quarter, half to the boundary. I still like post to the field. I'm gonna go over 2 concepts that I like offensively. Let's go over this strong option real quick. You're picking on the same linebacker in most concepts. Short. So we have a little option route. 10 to 12 yard out. Deep post. If this sand linebacker runs with this option route, maybe he runs out because there's space. He runs with that. There could be a window for that out route. If this free safety bites the cheese, we're going home run post over the top. So that is one concept I like. first quarters to the field. I'm gonna get into another one after I erase this. All right, something that just came to mind. This is a super specific, detailed, obviously game plan throughout the week, but I'm gonna give you guys a little tip and just kind of show you a different way how they can play this quarter coverage to the field. Usually the Sam linebacker lines up in between 2 and 3. There's teams that will line them up outside of number 2 and kind of play this low coverage where they got the mic also coming into that zone. So they kind of get 4 people to 3 receivers over there. You know, you're usually outmatched if you play that quarter half to the field. It's just a specific way to kind of get more people into that area, kind of make it a little more complicated or more difficult for the quarterback. But a good indicator of that is where the Sam linebacker aligns. So be aware of that, especially throughout the week, especially game planning. They do switch it up during the game. So yes, the safeties will give you the answers to the test, but that Sam linebacker will give you a kind of indicator of what's happening underneath the back end of coverage. This is also a concept I like, obviously, has a post pattern to it. If you want me to go over some quick concepts, I can just leave a comment down below. But you know, if I'm seeing quarters, I'm telling you, I'm throwing a bomb. Every single time I'm going deep, and I'm going to complete every single one of them. Believe that. So with that being said, this might be the last episode of this lab specifically, but you know, if anything comes to mind football related, I'll feed that knowledge back to you guys. You know, I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys showing love. So, you know, just trying to give back my knowledge the best way I can. And I just realized I haven't dropped my Sac State highlights on my channel, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, Lab Talk, we out. Peace. Quick thought, hey, go ahead, like, subscribe, don't be shy, spam my YouTube channel, go crazy, you heard me? Peace.